lines. We have 100 have joined, 120, 130, 140. Cool. Give me about 15 seconds, 20 seconds. And in the meanwhile, people coming online, let me know where you are watching this webinar from, which city, where you are. So there's various countries around the world potentially, and I'll chat now. Cool. So all over, geez, got peeps in the UK, even lots of peeps from South Africa, Port Elizabeth, Lone Hill, Cape Town, some obviously from Sandton there, Lone Hill, Bloemfontein, Ballito, so KZN peeps, Mklanga, Sheffield, Benoni, East Rand side there, Kailami, Oudtshoorn even, Windhoek, Namibia, UK, Wales, Philip from Pretoria, Ian from Johannesburg, Cape Town, my city. Lots of people from my city, Mauritius, London, got a Manus online. Please remember to actually send the message to not just panelists, send to attendees as well, so the attendees could also see where you are writing this from when you message. Cool. Kroonstad, Dubai, Belgium, Europe here, Richmond, Virginia, from the USA, Mossel Bay, Leicester, UK, France, Cynthia from Peter Maritzburg, Pinetown, KZN, New York City from the US, Benoni, cool. Hamilton, New Zealand. Okay, right, he's going to come some Kiwis or expats now living in Kiwi land. Cool, welcome everybody. Thanks very much for hopping on to the presentation tonight. My name is Brendan Jones. And I'm from Cape Town, South Africa. And, we are living in, uncharted waters and uncertain times at the moment, worldwide, globally. And this is going to be a global presentation, even though slight South African flavor, because I'm from South Africa. The majority of the school will be from South Africa. But from a global perspective, we are facing an economic reset. It's not just South Africa, really, that's, going to be in lockdown levels for many, many months to come. People that I've been speaking to the last weeks are finally realizing what I was saying was right. I was saying that this lockdown wasn't just going to magically stop on the 1st of May. Everyone was going to go back to work and life would continue as normal. That's not the case. We could see in the USA record unemployment there, UK, Europe. They're going to be on lockdown levels for months to come. Africa, though they have suppressed the curve a little bit, we are only going to be facing our worst infection rate in South Africa perspective around September. And, if the rate increases at the infection in September very quickly from a government perspective, we go straight back to lockdown level 5 and we're back to our homes again. There'll be many people on this call and they're writing messages at the moment to me. I could see that they are, they've been retrenched. They've been, had their salaries cut 50%. And that's because large companies and medium-sized companies and, employers are still paying their staff, but they're not getting any income or turnover during this time. So there's going to be a mass domino effect where there's going to be soon a lot of people finding themselves unemployed. And South Africa was already in a mass unemployment rate, much worse in the UK, Europe, and the US, and Australia, and New Zealand, and the likes. We were already at 28%. So we're going to be heading, closer towards, sort of the 45, 50% mark by the last quarter of this year. And that's scary. 1 in 2 people unemployed in this country. And it was not immune anywhere. In Europe, UK, and USA, they're also getting record unemployment rates. So, the solution is we need to embrace, a digital economy. And a digital economy, we're doing it already now. That's, home education, that's home fitness, that's home entertainment, and home-based businesses. And I chose to do this last year. So I got involved with this company a year ago. We've got about almost 250, 300 people online on this call. And a lot of people from London and the UK, Wet London, messaging, Veronica, cool. So I got involved with this company a year ago. So my story is not, a long story, and I've been involved for 8 to 10 years. I got involved with this company called KaratBars a year ago. So, I got involved at that time out of necessity because I come from a corporate background. I'm an IT executive. I've been in the IT space for almost 10 years and almost 20 years. And I found myself in the last 5 to 10 years in the IT world, there wasn't much growth, specifically in South Africa purposes. Worldwide, it was getting more and more competitive, the IT scene. And, I suddenly found myself retrenched at the end of 2018. And I found myself unemployed going into the year 2019, January and February. Excuse me. Going into January, February, unemployed. So, I suddenly was unemployed. I was suddenly running into debt. I was suddenly having to stress about my job and my income. And I've managed to get a new job in March 2019, but at a lesser pay. And unfortunately, when you're unemployed and you're desperately looking for a job and you're retrenched, and South Africans will appreciate this and they'll know either themselves or many friends or family, that story, you're desperate and you've got to take what you can get. And I had to take a new job at a 1,500 euro pay cut, 1,500 euro, which is 30,000 rand less salary a month. So wherever you are in the world, 1,800 US dollars, 1,500 euro less salary per month, that's a lot of money. And I had to suddenly say, geez, I'm either going to have to sell one of the cars in my house, a downscale my house, or, how I'm going to cut corners. I mean, how I'm going to make, the bills, school fees, food, insurances, etc. So rental, house bonds. So you will know the story. We've all got the rising costs of living. So I got involved and I said, geez, if I could just make, if I could just preserve some of my wealth, if I could create some wealth in cryptocurrency, and cryptocurrency, I'm a massive proponent fan of that. Everyone knows about Bitcoin, and I'll talk a bit about that later, and cryptocurrencies. And I also know about gold as the best form of financial safe haven as you can have, and wealth preservation. I said, geez, I can move some of my money, my fiat, and that doesn't matter if you're earning euro, dollar, pound, rand, it doesn't matter. It's the best form of financial safe haven to move your fiat. And that's what when I call fiat, those are your normal currencies. When I move that to gold, that's a smart thing. And with KaratBars and this business opportunity, I happen to go around South Africa and actually spread the word and actually tell loads of people how to do the same. Because if you believe it's a good idea to financially preserve your wealth and exchange your fiat and create wealth in crypto, or and also add gold at the same time, that's really a smart play. And I got involved just over a year ago. So this company, KaratBars, has been around for almost a decade. It's important to know they've been around for almost a decade, and they are a German international company. So it isn't a South African company, it isn't a British company. They are a German international company, but they're global. They operate in almost 150 countries worldwide, and they've got almost 1 million affiliates now. They are a GmbH company. A GmbH, for South African terms, is even better than a Pty Limited. That means they get audited twice a year. And they are in the gold space, which is the most highly regulated industry in the world, one of the most highest. So this company has been around for 10 years. Brendan has been involved with KaratBars for just over a year. And I'll tell you my story as I go along. Remember, I got involved March the 24th, 2019. I moved some of my money into that gold space, and I embraced the business opportunity side, which I'll touch on later. So their offices aren't only in Germany, in Stuttgart. Yes, and that's the head offices are there. They've got offices all over the world, as you can see, Slovenia, Romania, Spain, Singapore, Dubai, you name it. And they've got more. They're opening up all the time. They've opened up a second bank presence in Sao Paulo, Brazil. They've got a third mining partnership in Sao Paulo, Brazil as well. They've opened up an office in Bogota, so they've opened up a South American presence as well, and more to come all the time. This is a company that's got a huge vision and a huge, great mission going forward. And the man who founded it goes by the name of Dr. Harold Seitz, and he remains as the CEO today. He is a member of the Economic Council, and he is a German senator. So he consults to the German government on cryptocurrencies. And he appreciates that every 10 to 12 years, we have a world economic crash. The last one we had was in 2008, and like clockwork now, we've got the exact same problem now in 2020. That was going to happen anyway. The coronavirus and COVID-19 was really the straw that just broke the camel's back and accelerated the economic crash that we're experiencing right now. We saw the markets crash down. We've seen oil plunge into negative. The sellers are actually paying the buyers to take it off them. I mean, how ridiculous is that in the oil scene? And what you're going to find now is with quantitative easing, with Donald Trump putting trillions of dollars into the American market, and the UK and Europe is no different. They're also doing quantitative easing, at the moment in the UK and Europe. That's a short-term solution that's really going to create a long-term problem, and that's called hyperinflation. So they are printing money, which is fake money, and that's fake currency, because real money is gold. And he knows that if the average person could gain access to gold, they could protect themselves from the next financial economic crash. And I've been buying gold since last year on a weekly basis, and we do that every week as a team and as a community. And I've been telling others to do the same for more than a year. So when I was buying gold last year, gold was sitting at 40 euro a gram. It's now over 60 euro a gram, almost 63 euro a gram. And with the depreciation of the rand to euro, my gold is actually doubled. I was paying 600 rand a gram for gold last year. My grams are now worth 1,200 rand. Where else do you know in South Africa where you could double? You can't even buy property for 100,000 euro and have it 200,000 euro 12 months later, 1 million rand, 2 million rand in 12 months later. No chance. So he promises that KaratBars and Gold Standard Bank will continue promoting and defending the financial freedom and security of every human being independently and in a decentralized manner. He wants to decentralize the wealth problem. We're already in a future age now where we are embracing cryptocurrencies, and that is the next financial evolution of money. We are evolving to cryptocurrencies all the time. And you watch what happens to the likes of cryptocurrencies and gold now, with fiat going to take the wayside in the next couple of years. And that's normal traditional currency. Everything's digital already. We send ones and zeros over the internet when we do internet banking, when we do our cell phone banking on our phones. We're just doing EFTs and we're doing payments from people. We don't actually have physical cash under our mattress and we're posting physical cash in boxes. We're just sending ones and zeros when we do EFTs worldwide, whether I'm sending money to Lloyd's Bank in the UK, in Sydney, it doesn't matter. Money is digital and cryptocurrencies is digital, and that is the future age of money. But if we could rest that future on a solid foundation of gold, something tangible, something physical at the same time, and that's one of the negatives of Bitcoin. People say, oh, it's digital, but it's not tangible. But if we could create something, a crypto that's tangible with physical gold, that's stored in a vault, in a gold-based ecosystem at the same time, bringing gold back full circle as a digital payment, like we spent gold 500 years ago with our gold coins, but now do digital, but base it on gold that's stored in a vault, that's tangible, and it's a rare, precious metal, a commodity, then we're truly going to have something special. Not fake money like we've got today with the dollar and UK and pound and even the rand. No longer backed by gold. So Dr. Harold Seitz has got a great vision. Read his books, The Future of Money, etc. How he wants to bring gold back as a payment system, which is real money. He's a celebrated author and he's of a couple of books already. So gold, why gold? KaratBars has been in the gold space for almost 10 years, almost 3,000 years gold. It's always been a recurring base of currency and trade. The Persians first minted in the 6th century. In 1873, the US dollar got backed by gold. And that's where gold got stored in the likes of Fort Knox, etc. And that was all brilliant and great. But that all changed in 1971 when Richard Nixon canceled the direct convertibility of the US dollar to gold. He took the dollar off the gold standard. And what happened since then, you could Google this, the price of gold since 1971 has rocketed up and gold has become more and more valuable all the time. But what's happened to fiat? Doesn't matter if you're euro, dollar, pound, or rand, fiat has depreciated and we have something called inflation every single year. And this year, in the next 6 to 12 months, we're going to have what we call hyperinflation because of what's happening with the extra quantitative easing, the oversupply of money in the market, of fake money. If we took an inflation, we know this. Call it 20 rand to the dollar, 400 rand. We could buy a trolley full of items, $20 today, side basket at Woolworths or, Marks and Spencer's in the UK. Money has depreciated in the last 20 years, the last 15 years. Price of goods and services, petrol, fuel, school fees, insurance goes up every single year. And if you're not even getting a CPI increase, we always talk about CPI increases on your salary, you are poorer than you were the year before. Yet all of us save our money in fiat. We go into fiat investments. We go into RAs and pension schemes, especially locally in South Africa. That's silly. You're still keeping your money in the rand, in the fiat system. You look at the likes of the UK and the USA. They're getting 1% return, 0% even per annum. They're not even getting 5% like we get in South Africa. That's celebrated if you're in the UK, Europe, or the USA. So why get 4 or 5% if inflation in South Africa is at 9 or 10%, the true cost of inflation, not 4.5 or 5% like the government says. So if it's at 10% and we're only getting 5% on our savings, or at worst 3 or 4%, it doesn't matter where you're putting it, that doesn't make any sense. Whereas gold on average has almost grown 25% per year. And they've done those stats. Take a look at gold. 100 years ago, a kilo of gold was $645. $645 100 years ago could have bought you a Model T Ford. You kept that same 1 kilo gold bar in a vault in your house, passed it down generations for 100 years. That 1 kilo gold bar today is $55,000. In rand terms, it's 1.1 million rand. That could buy you the top of the range Ford SUV with all the bells and whistles sticks. $55,000. Did you know that gold at the beginning of this year was $50,000? In 4.5 months, gold's grown $5,000. and it's only just